The pivot to online instruction brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic necessitated the quick adoption of tools and techniques to help students thrive in the new virtual world. While the situation has been fraught with challenges for both instructors and students, it has also provided a valuable opportunity for instructors to rethink the way we approach teaching and learning. In fact, the transition to virtual classes has added to a rich scholarly discussion around pedagogy more broadly, but also specific ways to teach in the online environment. One specific form of pedagogical practice is open pedagogy, an access-oriented commitment to learner-driven education that allows us to design learning tools which enable students to shape the shared public knowledge commons. There are many ways to bring open pedagogy to your online classroom. For example, Darby and Lang identified a pedagogical approach that uses small teaching, or the idea that small adaptations to a class can have a big impact on students. Assessment presents one area where making these small pedagogical changes can have a big impact. So often, assessment takes the form of standardized testing, non-iterative writing assignments, or other one-and-done activities. We frequently see a model that looks something like this. Instructor spends hours developing an assignment. Students spend hours completing said assignment. Instructor spends hours grading the assignment. Assignment instantaneously vanishes into the void. While this traditional model of assessment has value in some contexts, it leads to what one expert has dubbed disposable assignments. Disposable assignments do little to add value to the public knowledge commons and can present a few challenges for both students and instructors. First, they can create frustrating, repetitive grading scenarios for instructors and can feel like busy work for students. These disposable assignments take a lot of time for both student and instructor. Perhaps that time could be spent in better ways. Second, disposable assignments tend to favor certain learners, for example, those who excel at essay writing or test taking. But this leaves out those students whose strengths lie in other areas, such as creativity, emotional intelligence, and interpersonal skills. Intelligence is generally thought to be a multidimensional construct with multiple distinct types of intellectual competencies. Offering a variety of carefully constructed assessment points allows us to better meet the needs of learners who excel in different domains. Third, this model fails to recognize the time and effort students put into assignments and misses a valuable opportunity to harness student work toward addressing a particular societal need. Limiting assignment output solely for the purpose of a grade does not maximize the potential for students to be valued as thinkers and creators. Consider how students might be motivated by the idea that their work will live on and help others past the end of a course. Finally, we need to think about how instructors teach new skills in a rapidly changing, technologically complex landscape. For example, consider the ubiquitous final paper where students are asked to demonstrate class concepts in a written format. While there is nothing inherently wrong with this assignment framework, it may also be useful to introduce learners to a broader set of skills and tools that will equip them for a world outside of the classroom. Instead, consider a renewable, authentic model for assignments where the time and effort students put into a project has a bigger return than just a grade. Not only can this model help with student engagement and even course enjoyment, it may also help with understanding the material and lead to improved student outcomes. As instructors, we must approach the digital space as more than simply a means to host content. Imagine the possibilities if we viewed open and network environments as platforms for engaging students and teachers as full agents of their own learning. For example, consider a semester-long project where students continually build upon, add, and revisit their assignments until they end up with a highly curated body of work that can live on to help others or act as a portfolio and open up future opportunities. We know shifting your pedagogy to an online space can be laborious and may feel daunting, particularly when coupled with the other challenges and demands on our time, both pandemic-related and otherwise. With that in mind, we developed this video series to help make open pedagogy feel, well, open. For each topic, we will suggest some options and guidelines, but encourage you to be creative in how you apply them to your own classrooms. As with any pedagogical approach, much depends on the unique context of the class. Factors like class size, subject, peripheral supports, capacity, the needs of your students. These suggestions are not meant to be prescriptive. We hope you will adapt our ideas to meet the needs of your unique class context. Our hope is that these tips and suggestions will make adopting some open pedagogical practices feasible and fruitful for both you and your students.